Hello there, Internet! I am your host, J Man. Welcome you all back to some Let's Play! Twisted Metal Black. Left off, we learned to twist a tail of Minion and learned that they turned Twisted Metal Black was all his victims said. Now, as I brought up, there was a canceled game for the series called Twisted Metal Harbor City. That was canceled in 2005. So in 2008, when a version of Twisted Metal Head On got released for the PlayStation 2, they decided to show what they did work on, a portion of what could have been, and release it here. The Lost Puzzles of Twisted Metal Black 2. 2003, work began on Twisted Metal Harbor City. It was a sequel to the award-winning, million-selling Twisted Metal Black. The levels in Harbor City were designated connection via a series of freeways that allow players to experience the first time seamless Twisted Metal world. Sadly, only a select few ever got to experience this new vision Twisted Metal series. On March 3rd, 2005, 6 ski members of the Harvest team were killed on their plea catch following a celebratory skiing trip to Colorado. Because of this tragic event, the game was cancelled. In March 13, 2007, 2 years after the plane crash, a note arrived at Sony offices of Sony Computer Entertainment. This note pleaded with Sony to allow the public to play the last works of these 6 team members. To allow the public to play the last game the teammates ever created. This note was signed by the names of 6 owners. Everyone's debating the origin of the note. The consensus was that it was joke more takes. However, it was decided that the Elements Harbor City would be released to the public in order to honor the fallen teammates. While all the connected freeways have been removed and no stories were ever written for the characters, we hope that you will enjoy the classic football gameplay that these levels represent. They stand as a testament to the talented, dedicated team members. If you would like to see the actual development, complete all the stories of Twisted Metal Lost Story Mode. If you would like to see the note in its entirety, play as well hard mode. Twisted Metal Team, October 5th, 2007. This is all bullshit. This was just something that was made up. Because allegedly, the real reason it was canceled was because Sony thought that that the game wouldn't do well. That in a post-GTA world, a game like Twisted Metal would have to have an off-on-odd foot section. They added like a mode that we'll get to later. Right here. Now, there was one new character. And in fact, like some concepts, they show that right. Now we're gonna trying to bring in Twisted Metal context. Original John Doe is killed by Calypso at the end of Twisted Metal Black. Rumor is Midtown PD has a whole team of John Does. All of them are the same mission: take down Calypso. No faces obsessed with rebuilding a mutilated mug. Tracking and killing those he deems evil. He steals the eyes and tongues of his victims. He struggles to recreate a face for himself. One now allowed to see a smile of his baby daughter without making her burst into tears. But you're still no luck. Grimm's Tangerine flesh has not abated. Grimm's sanity has not returned. He now spends his nights racing throughout the streets of Midtown, searching for his next meal while speaking to the rotting skull of his dead friend he wears as a helmet. In recent years, he has begun to think he actually might be the Grim Reaper. Raven drives a haunted hearse filled with souls of vengeful spirits that died of the dead and once carried. Using powerful voodoo dolls, she becomes the hero of the people of Midtown, an urban legend that protects the innocent from killers and freaks who roam the streets in this cursed city. This rejected evangelist took his own life at the end of Twisted Metal Black. Rejected by heaven and hell, Jebediah's spirit now roams the earth, searching for those who wronged him. Locals say if you see Jebediah's ghost, you'll be dead from a car accident within the year. Shit. Axel is still aching over the murder of his wife, feeling that her death was all his fault. He chose to stay strapped to his machine on his wheels. dragging his feet against the asphalt, ripped apart, bleeding and caused from tremendous pain. One day he hopes that he will have done his penance and that the Spirit will forgive him. She chooses to stay locked her doll mask. This young girl became a young woman. While her body and skull are growing bigger, the mask does not yield. The crushing pressure on her brain is taking its toll. Caught in a time loop at the end of Twisted Metal Black, Agent Stone is forever forced to relive the night he won the Twisted Metal contest. Each night he stands before Calypso, prepares to be redeemed, and that night, the bullet straight through his brain. For Agent Stone, there is no escape. A serial killer from the streets of Midtown, looking for his next victim. His brother, Driver Yellow Jacket, is trying to kill him, but the deranged clown can kill no victim. The brother of Sweet Tooth controls his dead father via a remote control. The macabre duo decided to track down Sweet Tooth and then kill themselves, something as though destroying the family bloodline, putting an end to the generations of murderers and psychopaths. Aliens with All Black, Billy Ray embarked on his life's ambition to outdo Sweet Tooth as Midtown's most notorious serial killer. It's almost been 10 years in that vow, and he has yet to kill another soul. That is, until night. In the years since All Black, Bloody Mary has lost all of hold of reality. She is not sure what she wants anymore. She simply wants to naturally do in life, driving and killing. Secretly, she hopes to be killed in the contest and put her suffering come to an end. No one knows where Black came from, but he seems capable of dying. He has one goal: to kill Calypso. The latest rumor says that Black comes from a parallel universe, or a different, more colorful Calypso wants to use Black to murder his darker twin. Plot twist! It's the one from Twisted Metal 3 and 4. The fool assumed he could go head-to-head with Sweet Tooth and become Midtown's greatest killer. Sweet Tooth made quick work of him to keep him alive, but kept him alive to serve as lesson to others. Now just his torso and head. No one's really sure how Cage is controlling his vehicle. Okay, there is one more character. And that was what I was going to do. Suburban Terror. Yeah, there are no story. Yeah, apparently the concept of a... Yeah, I actually kind of recommend Twisted Metal Head On. Yeah, funny how the reboot actually did something similar. Stadium Slaughter. And there kind of is an open world car combat game called Roadkill. I won't be surprised if any of the people who worked at... I don't know who made it. I know like it was published by Midway, but I don't know who the developer was. And I don't know if it's well liked by Twisted Metal fans. Like I know, you know that remake of the multiplayer of Twisted of Jet Set Radio Future. The guy who made that made a remake of Roadkill. Bread in the water, was world in the sky. A might drag. Yeah, I'm starting to kind of notice like a lot of these level concepts were in Twisted Metal head on. Where it's Twisted Metal 2012, like a theme park, the movie theater in the town area. Yeah, only 3 levels. Well, technically 4, because one of them's just a multiplayer level. I mean, yeah, I don't know why you need IP a lot. There it is, Severed Sam. Sam Boomer was a rising star in the racing circuit until a spectacular crash took his life. His car was totally his body's decapitated. Now he searches Midtown for the crazed fan who leads from the stands the tragedy that stole his severed head. Why? Just give me 1 sec. I'm back. Yeah, I'm guessing this guy didn't have like a time to even like get a model finished. Yeah, sometimes my PS2 did that. Yeah, Demolition Derby. Wait, I saw Mr. Slam thing. Yes, they call him Mr. Slam because he slams his penis on some watermelons. You know what my headcanon is? My headcanon right now is that instead of a construction worker, the Mr. Slam in the TV series was a former male stripper who was construction worker themed. okay, I remember there was like a similar backstory for Dead Island 2, where there was like this guy who was a male stripper who was a firefighter. Uh, but the guy fakes being a firefighter there. But granted, the guy was just trying to get his brother out. He wasn't there because he was a coward. He just wanted to save his brother. So yeah. I mean, knowing the kind of show Twisted Metal Peacock is, I won't even be surprised that's happened. I mean, we had a horny old lady who went out, whose corpse was blown up in style. What's stopping a horny old lady? What's stopping a former male stripper who smashes watermelons with his dick? Alright, here we go. We are disappointed of your decision to keep our workroom seeing last our work. We beg of you, show them what we have. Show them our earthly deeds. If you doubt our existence for the past, then look what we say for the past. And don't forget, the truth lies in Greenery Paris. He left the truth there. He waits. Sorry, I never read the whole message. You guys know me, I don't like jump scares. A solid gold ice cream truck provided by a mysterious benefactor. Stronger, more deadly than any vehicle in the Twisted Metal contest. Deathport. Yeah, I don't know if like how well known the actor who played Mr. Slam was in the show, but I want to ask him if he agrees with my theory. I'm pretty sure he'd be like, sure. I'm gonna ask him this. So what happened? Oh my god. Whereas... And now the main attraction. Yeah, these were the on-foot sections. Yeah, again, so as I said before, one reason the game's canceled is because the higher ups, the suits at Sony, thought that a game like Twisted Metal wouldn't do well in a post. GTA World found on foot section. The response was and this section was added in to try and convince them to save the project, but it wasn't enough. Fuck the suits. Now, yeah, I know there's a little collector there. Yeah, allegedly Preacher had one planned. Alright. An entire foot section was planned for the release of All Black Part 2. In those sections, players would have been both Sweet Tooth and the Preacher and gone on foot into a variety of character-based missions. What you see here is the remains of those on-foot sections. The animation is crude, the art is not final, and there is little gameplay. Still, we thought you would like to enjoy some behind the scenes of what might have been. If you locate all the glowing heads of Sweet Tooth, no more. Thank you for playing with this Really Twist Metal team. And there's Jaffe. I'm gonna have some bad takes about Metroid in a few years. Yeah, guy in the hat is Scott Campbell. Basically, Jaffe was the creative fellow. So some metal levels are pretty in Life 2A. Someone has a cool idea for a level, and the team comes up with the idea to fit that setting. Or someone has a cool idea for background shape that would lead to a fun gameplay. As succeeding enemies, many levels are catch. Most of these are maps based on Level 1 and 2. Siberia. Yeah, I think it's just Level 1. Yeah, that's definitely just Level 2. Modelers are concept art is used to aid the game modelers, showing what they are building and should look like. Concept art is used to sell the core ideas of the level, helping everyone involved get emotional and feel. So look, sometimes you can see these concepts polished, finished. There's just a concept art of Twisted Metal 2. As you can see, the big flying Sweet Tooth helicopters as bosses, an idea that would not be limited to Twisted Metal Black. The Dark Side for Sweet Tooth image marks the first time the artist gave the ice cream truck head a living personality. Seeing the clown with such a real personality inspired the team to flesh out the driver and of the truck itself, applying the vibe of the drive inside. Yeah, I hated that guy. This is concept of Twisted Metal head on. It builds on the theme of established for Twisted Metal 1, destroying the familiar. The team always felt that the car combat battles would be more fun and satisfying if they took place in your own backyard. This is why the suburbs have been such a staple in the series. The team assumed most players would be suburban dwellers and would enjoy themselves destroying the very place which they lived. Fairgrounds is another variation of destroy the weather's familiar theme. Yeah, I remember saying this was like some of the concept art that I had in my manual. Oh, War of the Monsters! Hey! And Downhill. Okay, I think those are other games from Eat Sleep from yeah, Downhill Domination. Yeah, Downhill Domination and War of the Monsters. Those are both games from Sony at the time. Yeah, Downhill Dominate War of the Monsters. My former coworker, he loves that game. Fun fact: that game also has an Easter egg based on Sweet Tooth. Downhill Domination. I've never heard of this game. I mean, it's somewhat well liked. It got a Japan release, which is a plus from Sony. Apparently called Bakuso Mountain Bikas. Apparently, from what I know, this game has an ad for Twisted Metal Black. Alright, let's see what we got. These are the cars that are far from reality that exists in the Twisted Metal universe. In the same way, the team wanted players to fight underground safe they could relate to. Also, it was necessary to create cars that people would do driving around in real life. Without these reality grounding elements, the game would never be resonated with a large audience. These images are not. Okay, so I got a guy carve helicopter carts on it. Honestly, I kind of like this one. Yeah. Hold on, I'm just gonna do this just so I can make a future like thumbnail. Or, like, just show it off on Swiss Metal Wiki on Reddit. Darktooth. These are rough drafts for Darktooth and Tower Tooth from Twisted Metal Head On. These took a long way from Darktooth to Twisted Metal 2, which was basically Sweet Tooth Ice Cream Shrimp scaled up to giant size and given a huge number of hit points. With each title, it gets the harder and harder design Sweet Tooth boss that was unique and special enough to be the boss character while still retaining the core elements of a very simple ice cream truck design. There. Yeah, Tower Tooth was fucking terrifying. Like, Jeffy, I don't know if you're still interested in making games anymore, but you can make a good horror game. Just saying. Yeah, same plot. I already said this before that the guy who created focus testing at Twisted Metal 1 was so poor for Twisted Metal 1 that the team explored ideas to turning vehicles into hover cars for the sequel. It was believed that the focus test results were poor because the control of Twisted Metal 1 vehicles were too confusing and frustrating. The team felt hover cars would be easier to control and more user-friendly. However, once positive reviews with fans of Twisted Metal 1 came in, it was decided to stick with regular vehicles. Yeah, if you're wondering, I think the reason why they didn't do so well was because they marketed it to the wrong crowd. For context, there's this documentary. I'm not going to show you guys it. But there's a documentary in this game called Dark Path, basically like where the devs talk about like history and ideas where they got through and while developing a game, it may seem exciting to team and get excited to make a game. Other folks need to just be excited in order to get the game come out and support it. It needs out. The following images were created to sell the Vision Twisted Metal to other departments within Sony. Urban Assault. Yeah, that was like an early name for Twisted Metal 1. Oh yeah, this is what the Twisted Metal Wasteland. This was like originally what Twisted Metal Black was originally going to be. I forgot about that. As you see, everyone's for the photograph taken during film 6.1 cutscene. So YouTube was simply a circus clown. He did not have his trademark flaming hair, but by Smell Black, classical features emerged. From chicken sketches to full-blown CGI models, no one spared for this, bringing his mascot. Boo. Pineapple! Ooh. I'm getting out of here, and I'm taking your track. Yeah, I will tell you. Apparently the reason why the endings were cut was because a lot of the devs were very, very Christian, and there's like basically Calypso had a harem of bitches. There are various ideas played with, of course, with metal history. Hundreds of pages of design notes were created by a team that contributed to the game's design. Many elements with metal series arose with these rep sketches. Oh, like all my art. A paper bag? You can't be serious. How? Why'd you kill all those guys? The rough radiographic products level look slowly growing. Often times these double as a 3D image. Designing a new smell is always going to go wacky with car designs. It's temptation to always gets reinstated. Failing like it's going to be too wacky thematic with hurts. Like that, a tractor, go-kart. Oh my god, other people! These are 3D models of Sony Computer Entertainment America's Vice President Shuhei Yoshida, and Sony Santa Monica head Alan Becker. The team placed these character models in response to the homage to the executives responsible for some of Sony's biggest hits. Yoshida and Becker. Wait. Yeah, I'm trying to wonder if one of these guys was the one. Yeah, he worked at 989. And this is not forgiving you, Electric Dragoon, you little bitch! Honestly, I feel like my whole my Legend Dragoon is kind of just like a... I'm not a diehard fan of the game or anything. I just think it's just that I love obscure games. Yeah, I just had lunch earlier and I'm gonna go to bed. Yeah, I had no sleep last night. For every smell for every vehicle mixes with metal, there are 20 making reject piles. Some vehicle cut because it's too similar to another vehicle already chosen. Other times vehicle rejected because it looks bad from the games behind. For car views, here are some vehicles that are like here's only find yes list several times. Alright, we got a school bus. I'm guessing it's cut because A, they don't want to imply you could kill children, or B, there was a school bus in the game Vigilante 8. Tron Cycle? There was a fire truck! And a limo, Predator car. Damn it! Why was there... Axel was inspired by a game test by one. The tester suggested a vehicle with a cage sandwiched between two giant wheels. A man was inside the cage and controlling the vehicle. The two ideas the man strapped between two fast tires for the coordinate. This allowed Axel to evolve what it caught today. Am I even allowed to show that? Attempts are always made against Twisted Metal vehicles, a flourishment that would elaborate on what vehicles some of cars to full-blown characters. A balance is necessary. Too much flourishment and the fantasy of car combat is lost. Too little, and if the car feels generic and bland. In these images, you'll notice detail. The taxi was meant to suggest the character is tired and worn out. Even the smiling face of the tow truck's wrecking balls attempt to spice it up will be a dull, generic character. Holy shit. Oh. The outfit segments of Spell Black 2 were stated to contain various platforming challenges. The ones you see before you, collision with the traps will pick careful time, platform challenge was ever completed. Here's why I can rock through them. And the level will not get hurt. Enjoy! We won't go easy on you next time, Uwu. What would say to do? Notice the trash cans in front of the ice truck. These images as well as back show that to create a contest role contestant would have to round themselves fortify themselves to defend their vehicles. Sitting away from the fantasy behind Twisted Metal 1 and 2, where cars battle each other with no armor. All Black would create a more realistic version of what Twisted Metal concepts look like in real world. I love gold! Yeah, I'm kind of reminded like this. So, there was this one very annoying segment in Twisted Metal, in the original God of War. I don't know if anyone remembers it. Like, when you were in Hades, they were trying to... Kratos was trying to get by. You had to climb it, but there's like this thing that if you hit it, you'd have to fall down. You fall down and have to climb it all the way up again. I haven't encountered a glitch where you just climb it and. Right. The following image can count shopping mall, a freeway, a city, rooftops, 3 locale construction time to make a new Twisted Metal game. Rooftops, freeways, to make it every title, but the shopping mall was got very far. It's got far, but so much has never been made it in Twisted Metal game. The challenge of always having enough texture space in front shop. Limited space there. The game would have to repeat the same hobby shop storefront over and over again. A game where split play is a huge factor. It's not going to be able to glance at your opponent's screen and know which the 10 storefronts with bad gameplay. One of the pitfalls of having a concept art as a team is that the people get swept up in the drama of an image and forgot the actual game. No matter how good a graphics look, will never really crew art. It is not the graphics issue, it's a camera perspective issue. The game cannot be played in such dramatic cameras shown in these images. Because this is finished levels. Yeah, I saw today's Ghost User episode. Basically, it's from last time they're trying to free a school and with a Guts #1, and basically they find out that the guy like this was just a. Honestly, I forgot the episode really. I mean, God, look, I was in a hurry. I haven't slept last night. Oftentimes the game will be chosen, a card will be chosen into a game, but it's made over skin that covers the card's body. It's just about black. The black and white police car became Crazy 8, while the rusted all-star car, the other became the image that ever had Sam. As it's just about black, the bonus just about black levels. This car was supposed to make color designs. Yeah, I said this was meant to be Outlaw. That was meant to be what became Crazy 8 was supposed to be Outlaw for the first game. Coca-Cola. Fire in Malaysia. Game design concepts usually sketch of paper or to determine whether or not they'll be worthy putting into the game. Including interactive billboards that never made it into Twisted Metal Black, the much hated hover cops in Twisted Metal 1, and a whole slew of gameplay mechanics from the Sketcher Design book. If you look closely at sketches, yeah, I'm kinda... I didn't notice the eye on there. If you look closely, alright, eat your noodles. Vegas. Yeah, apparently, so hover cops in game they were actually in the game Twisted Metal 1 they were actually supposed to be called, they're supposed to be referees or something. Oh yeah, right. So Twisted Metal 1's minion was like almost didn't exist. He was like a last minute thing because originally Twisted Metal 1's version of minion was supposed to, the final boss was supposed to be like some street gang that was being reported on throughout the game and the universe. That was like some weird street gang that go around like that took like that uploaded their minds to like some hover tank. It's a weird, and then it like cuts like this very creepy montage of them like doing their crimes, like beating up some old lady, getting into fights with another gang, robbing a lady in her apartment. It's fucking creepy. Like, Apparently, those things were meant to be on Minion before they were cut. The ice cream truck for Twisted Metal Black took 6 months to design, with the 300 concept art sketches done before this version was made. The following image is a reinvention for choosing the right clown head figure out yourself, or the back of truck. You can also see the original concept art for the demonic ice cream truck before the character suite was even conceived. Ba-da-da-da. Holy. Mr. Grimm has learned life as furious badass on a motorcycle. From there, these images would be given Grimm the animated skeleton riding a shotgun on his car. In the sidecar, there was also the concept of a decaying department store mannequin sidekick. One version of Grimm showed him wearing a slaughtered bowl on his head. Fresh spins on old characters' trademarks with the metal, keeping him. I think the bowl might have been the what became Minion. Hatsune Miku. Yeah, I wonder what the searchlights would have done if they even had anything on the effect. Like, you can't contain the tooth. You can't handle the tooth. If Samoa Joe dressed like Sweet Tooth at like an AEW event, I want him to say, "You can't handle the tooth." I coming out of my page, I live it just fine. Got it out, cause I got it all. And I started with kids growing up me like this. I call it taking his dress off. Now he my evil eye. I'm Mr. Brightside. Yeah, now I'm lost. Hey, Joey, Earth to Joey. Yeah. All right. So I bought my first Yu-Gi-Oh cards in About a decade. Yeah, as I think I've been getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh thanks to Mumble McFumble's iceberg video, and I don't think I ever talked about Yu-Gi-Oh, my Yu-Gi-Oh phase. It started like I remember like watching the Yu-Gi-Oh anime on Nicktoons, like reruns of it on Nicktoons, but I was always like aware of Yu-Gi-Oh. I just never got into it. It wasn't until 2013 that I. Did I soft lock the game or something? In game art. These two posters will go into the Worlds with Battle 1. Calypso can be seen in the arena of the first hover carp upon players playing or installed the game's title when it was during production. Once a map is a concept artists create a high level of the entire battlefield. The image helps the members a good sense of the level as a whole, while capturing the visual mood. The world of metal is inspired a great amount of moody concept art. Oftentimes the mood the last of Brimstones. Alright, I got and the Lost Toys. Over years, toys companies have routinely approached Sony, hoping to get alliance with action figures. From action figures to collectible cars, many companies express interest in bringing Twisted Universe to the world of toys. While there are currently no plans for Twisted toy line, the following images of prototype toys and how to bring final toys to the market. Well, that's it. That took longer than expected. Well, I'm gonna end the episode here. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. See ya. J-Man, out!